It was 6:17 a.m. I remember because I checked the clock twice. I was sitting on the edge of my bed, still half dressed from the day before, just staring at a wrinkled bank statement I hadn't opened in 2 weeks. I knew what it said before I tore the envelope open. I didn't have enough. Not enough to cover the rent increase. Not enough to breathe. Not enough to keep lying to myself that this was working. You ever feel that moment? That quiet panic where you're not even mad, you're just numb? That was me. On a Tuesday, broke, burned out, and sick of pretending this was fine. I wasn't lazy, I was working hard, full-time, sometimes overtime, but nothing changed. The checks came and left, my hours grew, time disappeared, but my account stayed the same, every single month. And it hit me, like actually hit me. I don't have a spending problem, I have a system problem. Because no matter how hard I worked, I was only building someone else's machine, clocking in for someone else's dream. And worst of all, I was doing it quietly, smiling through it, because that's what we're told, right? Be grateful, work hard, stay humble, and wait. Wait for a raise, wait for a break, wait for retirement. That's when it broke. I stopped waiting. I started building, not a business, not a brand, a system, a new path with income streams I could set up quietly, in the background, while I was still working, still tired, still unsure. And I want to show you exactly what I did because these streams still run today. They're not huge, they're not viral, they're mine. They work, and they don't care about my resume, my degree, or how many followers I have. If you've got nothing but time, hunger, and a phone, you can do this too. Here's how. The first stream is what I call a no-touch store. You've probably heard of print on demand, maybe even rolled your eyes at it like I did. I thought it was for people with design degrees or Instagram stores. Turns out it's just simple. I used a tool called Printify, set it up free, no subscription, no inventory, no risk. I connected it to Etsy. I picked a niche I actually knew something about. In my case, teachers. My mom's a teacher. I know the stress. I know the jokes. I know what mugs and shirts they buy for each other. That's all I needed. I typed out a few funny lines, uploaded them as text designs, no art, just words. Clean fonts, white mug, black text. Done. 4 designs. I walked away. First sale came 3 days later, a $13 mug. I earned $4.48 profit. Doesn't sound like much. But it was the most important $4.48 I've ever made. Because I didn't trade time for it, I didn't clock in, I didn't package, ship, or track anything. I woke up and it was there. Real, automatic. And now, I've got 28 listings live. The store runs itself. Some months I make $120, some I make $300, and it's still growing. You don't need to be creative. You don't need to be clever. You need to pick a group you understand. Tired nurses, introverted gamers, dads with dad jokes, and give them a product that speaks their language. Printify does the rest. Seriously, I never touch the product. They handle it all. Link down below for that if you want to try it. Anyway, once I saw that first sale hit, I realized something. I had built a store out of thin air. That wasn't luck, that was leverage, and I wanted more. After that first Printify sale, I walked outside and just stood there for a second. Not because the money was life-changing, but because the belief was. It was the first time I saw money come in without me giving a piece of my life for it. And once you feel that, you can't unfeel it. It rewires something inside you. But here's the truth I didn't expect. That belief didn't last. Not right away. I still doubted myself, still checked my account every 30 minutes, still felt like it could all disappear if I took a break. So I did something simple. I started walking. Every night, no phone, no music, just space. But after a week, I added something. I signed up for Audible. I picked one book, Atomic Habits, and just listened. 10 minutes at a time, then 20. Then I was walking 5 miles without realizing it. And with every chapter, something shifted. I wasn't learning how to hustle harder. I was learning how to think differently. And if you're listening to this thinking, books won't fix my bank account, I get it. I thought the same thing. But sometimes the problem isn't the numbers, it's the beliefs underneath them. Audible gave me a way to install better beliefs without stopping my day. I walked, I listened, I learned. And slowly, the way I saw money, time, and leverage started to change. Link down below if you want to try Audible. It's free to start. Now, income stream number 2 isn't flashy, but it works. I call it microsystems. The first one I built was this. I found one product I used every week, a tool that saved me time. And I asked myself, would I tell a friend about this? If the answer was yes, I looked for their affiliate program. If they had one, I joined. Then I wrote 5 sentences explaining why I liked it. That's it. No sales pitch, no fake urgency, just the truth. I use this tool to do X. It saved me Y. You might like it if you do Z. I dropped that into a free web page builder. Again, I use System.io because it was the only one that didn't ask me for a credit card up front. I connected my affiliate link and I published. Done. I didn't buy ads, didn't spam strangers. I just posted that page inside one comment thread on a subreddit where people were asking about tools. 2 people clicked, 1 signed up. I made $5.48. The next week, another click, another $6. Over time, that link, that one little page, started earning without me touching it. It wasn't luck, it wasn't timing, it was a system. I've now got 7 of those microsystems running. Some earn $5 a week, some earn 0, some earn $40. But they run without me, and they stack, like bricks, one at a time, quietly, until you look up and realize you built something real. The weirdest part about setting up a few microsystems, it wasn't the tech, it wasn't the writing, it was how I started to see the world after. I'd walk past a coffee shop and think, what's their best-selling item? I'd get an email from a tool I used and wonder, do they have an affiliate program? I'd listen to a podcast and hear an ad and think, could I build something like that for $0? My brain started to shift. Not in a fake hustle way, not in a toxic money every second way, but in a systems way. In a way that made me realize how often we're told to work harder instead of thinking better. And that's when I discovered the third stream. And this one, it's the one nobody talks about. It doesn't have a landing page. It doesn't show up on Etsy. It doesn't go viral, but it pays me quietly, steadily, and forever. It's called skill sharing capital. Don't Google it. I made that term up. But here's what I mean. There are thousands of little things you know how to do that most people don't. Set up a digital calendar, organize their desktop, write a 3-sentence intro email, install a podcast app, and pick a first show. These are small, tiny, easy, but to the right person, they're golden. And if you write them down just once, they become income. Not tomorrow, but eventually. I built a 1-page guide on how to set up 3 systems for someone starting from scratch. Took me 40 minutes. I posted it free, added 1 or 2 links. Someone found it. They didn't pay for it, but they signed up for one of the tools. The company paid me, passive income. And now, that page sits there. I don't touch it. I forget it exists. But I check the dashboard and sometimes see $2 and $3 and $5 from it. That's skill sharing capital. Give value away. Let the tools do the monetizing. You don't need a brand. You don't need an audience. You just need clarity. I know how to do this. Here's how. If you want to try what I used, here's a link. That's it. Quick favor. If this is helping at all so far, hit the like button. It's free, it helps a ton, and it tells me to keep making videos that don't waste your time. Appreciate you. Back to it. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Your brain is your biggest asset, but you've been trained to rent it out at $18 an hour. That's not your fault. That's the system, but you don't have to stay in it. These streams, the store, the microsystems, the skill-sharing guides, they're not sexy. They don't promise thousands overnight, but they're yours. They don't require you to show your face, or convince your friends, or fake screenshots. You build them once, then you let them live. You don't have to be loud to build something powerful. You don't need a logo, or a team, or the perfect idea. You need one win, one quiet win that proves to you that you are no longer dependent on the world's permission to earn. That's what these streams gave me, a sense of quiet control, not freedom yet, but proof that it was possible. And here's the craziest part. None of this made me rich overnight, but it made me dangerous. Because once you realize you can generate income without begging for it, something unlocks. You walk different. You think different. You stop hoping for weekends to save you. You stop praying your boss doesn't cut hours. You stop fearing the overdraft email. You start creating instead of coping. That first store, the Printify one, it's not my biggest earner, but it's the one that showed me what was real. I log in sometimes just to see it ticking. An order here, 2 orders there, and I think, that's the old version of me helping the new version stay free. I don't advertise it. I don't push it. I just let it breathe, and the funniest thing is the less pressure I put on it, the better it performs. Same with the systems I built with System. I don't even log in most weeks. But the links are out there, the pages are running. The products I quietly love, still converting. Because I set them up to live without me. That's the trick no one teaches you. Leverage isn't money, leverage is energy. Can I do this once and let it work over and over again? Can I write this sentence once and let 100 people read it while I sleep? Can I upload this design once and let it print and ship forever? That's leverage, that's freedom, that's peace. And if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, but I don't have time, then I need to tell you this. Neither did I. I built my first store on a Tuesday night, my first affiliate page on a Sunday morning while my laundry ran, my first system while eating cold pasta in a lunch break. I didn't need 6 hours of free time. I needed 30 minutes and the willingness to be bad at it. That's it. I wasn't a business owner, I was just tired, and I decided to use that tired to build instead of scroll. You don't have to quit your job or bet your rent money. You just have to act like your future deserves more than your fear. I'm not telling you to get rich. I'm telling you to get free. And those are different. Rich is loud, risky, sometimes real, sometimes not. But free is quiet. Free is logging in and seeing $9 you didn't expect. Free is taking a nap without guilt. Free is not caring if Friday comes late. Free is knowing that no matter what your job does, your systems keep moving. Free is you, building something that pays you back. That's what this video is really about. It's not 3 income streams. It's 3 exits, 3 ladders out of the burnout pit, 3 little machines you build once, quietly, with no fanfare, and let them hum in the background while you live. Not tomorrow, not after a course, not after 10,000 followers. Now, broken, busy, underpaid, now. The tools I used? I mentioned them because they helped me. Printify made it easy to launch something from zero without inventory, debt, or designs. If you want to test that, links down below. And Audible, if I'm honest, that might have been the biggest lever. Not because of the books, but because it gave me something better to do with my time. 1 book at a time, 1 walk at a time, it rewired my mind. Link for that's down below too, free to start. But the truth is this, if you don't use any of those, that's fine. What matters is that you start, that you stop waiting, that you put something out into the world that can keep working when you can't. If you're still watching this, then you're not average. Average people don't listen this long. They skip, they scroll, they blame. You're ready. You've been ready. You just needed someone to say it in a way that finally made it click. So if you felt this, if something in you shifted while watching, hit like, subscribe. It tells the algorithm this is worth sharing. But more than that, it tells me to keep going because I'm building this channel the same way you're building your streams, one honest piece at a time, quietly, without asking for permission. This is CashVector. Make money, automate it, scale it.